And we are live. I'm sorry for busting everyone's eardrums there. Let me turn up my volume a bit. There we go. Should be good. There we go. But welcome everybody to another Ace Attorney live stream. As we'll hopefully get done with this trial and be good to go. Also, just a fun thing. You guys are getting the intro to the Dynasty today. I have rendered it out, and all I gotta do is make the thumbnail. And it's all good. At worst, 7 o'clock tonight. So, there you go. Jaren, welcome to the stream, man. How's your Friday been so far? Thursday, not Friday. Friday's tomorrow. It ain't Friday yet. My time is all over the place. This is what happens when I stay up trying to get shit done too many times in a row. Alright. Boom. Got your new TV yesterday, so you've been enjoying that. There you go. There you go. Watching all your anime on a gigantic television. Which I just found out that at least the first episode of the new Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt series is out. And now I'm gonna have to watch it later tonight after I record some bandits, so you know, definitely gonna have to watch that. 4K resolution, which you didn't have on the old TV. Yeah, the good old 4K that literally, to my eyes, doesn't look a god awful different than anything at this point. I forget what the resolution is that your eyes stop recognizing any changes. Is it 4K where it stops recognizing changes? Maybe it's 4K. Either way, there's a point where your eyes will literally not be able to see anything, essentially. Oh yeah, you 15-year-old TV, you probably, let's see, 15 years ago. Yeah, you might not have even had 1280. Highest resolution you might have been getting is 720. At this point, it's hard to keep up with what 15 years ago technology was. So that I was just guessing. I figured probably you would get 1280, but you know, I don't know at this point. Also, Jane, if you're watching the O's game, tell me if any home runs happen. Alright. I don't entirely remember everything that happened since last week because I've been doing things. But what I do remember, well, 2 weeks ago because we didn't stream last week. What I do remember is that the blind kid can speak English. We now know that, or at least understand it. We still have gotten very little answers on the Silk. And we still are not 100% sure who killed Romain Lettuce, but we're going to get to hear everything from Darian. That's all I remember. Apollo! I can't believe it! Ramon Urias is fighting this pitcher. Pitch 10. Man saw Alex Ishii do it. Man wants to get up to 14 pitches.
It really happened during the second act? Hey, and right in the middle of Lamiwa's performance?
The reason why she was in the air vent, and that switch, and the flaming guitar, when you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I'm assuming this is Valiant Glamoury. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. So that's not an issue. I don't need to know. I do need a Met though. I knew you had what it took. Oh no, never mind, it's Phoenix. I thought it was Glamoury.
Ah, Daddy!
Mr. Right. You believed in me? Not really. Charlie Morton is doing amazing again. The man's found the fountain of youth. We'll see where he falls off. Has he I assume he's just on the second run of the order. Huh? I just thought they'd make a cooler entrance and say, "Yeah!" Or "Hiya." Not "Yeah!" But you know, it's Phoenix, he can do both. Why do I even bother hoping?
Where have you been lately, Daddy?
Almost through the second run? Okay. Wow, that's pretty damn good for 5th inning. If you're just about done with the second time through the lineup? Eh? Well, if he gives up a homer, let me know who gets it.
You haven't been coming to the office at all.
Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Lettuce, only shorter and not as well dressed. Yeah, I don't have anything, at least right now, in the second game. But I got enough money to play one more bet, and I'm waiting for a 3-man parlay to get posted.
Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy?
Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machitobe off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Darian Crescend. It won't be easy proving you did it, especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our diva divine is telling the truth.
But what about all the proof? The brooch? And the switch?
A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But
I'm just saying, Phoenix over here starting to sound like the man who needs that badge back. Just saying. If the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. And I know that scent quite well. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. That reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky? Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant... This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. Some umpire is insane. Morton threw a pitch nowhere near the box and it got called a strike looking. Bruh, has he been consistently bad at least? Or is this ump all over the place?
What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material.
And that was just real bad. Okay. Okay, at least it was a one-off. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? Morton gave up his first double. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, Apollo. That's where we found that little device thingy.
Right. This. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. Did he give it to me already? Because I want to look at it. No, he didn't. There we go. That's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darian Christen's igniter and set it off. Essentially, if you want to translate that, the dude's hot-headed. Oh, he's up to 75 pitches. Oh yeah. It's time to start getting the bullpen ready. Just start getting it ready. But yeah, no. And he walked out the door just like a magician. Normally.
What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean?
Guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Or be terrified. Well, at least I know the guy I need is going to have at least one more bat in the 8th, at worst. Fun fact, Jaren, the Mets have a 66.6% chance to win this game now. I don't know if that's good or bad for them. God damn it. Why did they walk Soto? Why did they intentionally walk Soto? Why did they do that? Baltimore, how dare you? I need that man to homer. How dare you intentionally walk him? Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescent? Okay, I gotta find the Dracula voice. In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. There we go. Very well. My dad, I don't believe any of this. He, Darian, was the first detective I ever worked with. Oh, this is... Who cares if he's the first detective you ever worked with? Anybody could do anything. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs, Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Air forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. Shark Boy. But Lava Girl's not here. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescent, Detective, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavineers. Maybe you've heard of us. That is... Okay, I want him to be guilty solely because of that last line. Solely because of that last line. Why does this necklace look like it would be a symbol for an evil Pokemon team? Oh, are you talking about Prosecutor Gavin? Yeah, the G. It definitely looks like it be the logo for an evil Pokemon team. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. What team would that be? I mean, that's not a bad outing for a guy like Morton. Team Gamma. They're just gonna start naming teams after the alphabet. You have Team Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Omega. I will say Team Epsilon sounds legit. That one I'd be down for. They use psychic types. Give me that. Give me a team. Give me an evil team that uses psychic types. I want that. We've had Team Rocket and poison types. Team Flare. Had kind of a mix. Aqua and Magma was fire and water. Let's see. Team Plasma was mostly normal and dark types, yeah. What about Team Galactic? Team Galactic used a lot of poison types because they had a lot of Zubats and Golbats. But it was, an interesting thing. Yeah, did you see the Dodgers and Brewers traded players between each other during the game yesterday? That was crazy. Is for the 37th pick? I didn't know they could trade picks now. They can trade picks? That's awesome. The show needs to get on that. Put that in the game next year. If we can trade picks, put it in the damn game. I want to be able to trade picks. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. These situations changed. And don't call me partner. Huh. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial. Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to La Miroir's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Borginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. Ha! Conventional methods are out the window. Huh. Here goes nothing. Okay, what you gotta say, Darian? The diva's lying. Plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots? As if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. So you claim La Miroir's testimony was a lie? Hey, don't get me wrong. I dig what she's doing, trying to protect the kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is you're You've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Sky. I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. He didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. Can't do this with Lamerois' testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Okay. Let's see what we can get out of you, Crescend. You don't have any proof she was lying. Oh yeah, kid? You saying I lied? No, I'm just saying,
Apollo, glare back at him.
I couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex. Detective Crescend. Yeah? What do you want? Nothing.
Apollo, chin up, back straight. You're wilting.
This guy's hard as nails. He makes Walkie look downright cooperative. Look, there's no way the diva remembers my voice. You never talked to her, even though you were playing in the same concert? Not a word as far as I can recall. What, weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Bowdian wasn't involved in any of the meetings with her. As if you can just go around remembering everyone's voice like that anyway. Only an idiot would believe that. Lamerois' hearing is very sensitive. Oh, you kept Morton out there for the 6th? Ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh, it's a competitive balance pick. It still seems weird that you can trade picks. I never would have guessed. Whew. Oh! Did you hear about this? Jen, the NFL and NFL Players Association quietly agreed to a confidentiality deal that hid the outcome of a collusion grievance, which found the league urged owners to limit guaranteed money after the Deshaun Watson deal. And apparently, the players weren't told, and it's sparking major backlash inside the union. Ooh. She could remember him if she heard him. I'm sure of it. I just can't prove it. And I need proof. Making sure the stream didn't die on us. Because we disconnected and reconnected. So. I think it was quick enough that we're good. Yep. Okay. OBS having its problems lately. Now it says top 5 sleeper teams for next year. The Niners, Raiders, Panthers, Patriots, and Saints. I get why the Niners would be a sleeper team, but like I wouldn't consider them a sleeper team. Raiders, Panthers, Patriots, Saints all kind of fit that motif. I wouldn't consider the Niners a sleeper team. The mixing board proves what? It proves there was a mistake in the song. A missed cue. So, she just flubbed it up. Big time. That's all. She spins this story about a gunshot to protect the kid and cover for her own goof. Man, I'd have to hand it to her. She wasn't sticking it to me at the same time. They'll make the playoffs. People need to get axed. Yeah. It's kind of about that time where if they don't have the success they probably should, you start. You gotta start making changes. I will say though, the bottom feeder teams I think are going to be a lot better than outside of like in my mind the bottom feeder teams, some of them aren't even real bottom feeders currently because they got better, and then like in the AFC South, certain teams that were good last year got a lot worse. The team that doesn't have an O-line and the team that is fighting between a guy who tapped out and Daniel Jones. I would say Houston's going to have to pray to God they give up like 7 points a game to have a chance to win their games with how much CJ Stroud's going to be on the turf. That O-line is so bad on paper. Like, it makes most Jacksonville O-lines look like Pro Bowl lineups. And it's sad. Darian, watch what you say. La Miwa is an artist. She just flubbed it up. That's no small accusation for a performer of her caliber. Ha! She got to you all right. I can see it in your eyes. Look in your eyes. What do I see? I tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious. It's way over my head. Sad as there were Eagles fans talking shit to me that I said the Kenyon Green trade was a bad move by Howie. Went from competing for the starting right guard in OTAs to now being the backup left guard. Yep. Like, Kenyon Green's a good depth piece. He's not a starter. He's a guy that you hope doesn't have to start, but you're fine if he has to play maybe a game or two at most. I'm detecting a rift in the Gavineers' ranks. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. Yep. I will say, though, I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is a bit of a locker room issue. And I think that might be more the reason they got rid of him. Just from, all the rumors and shit that are coming out about him and things we've seen. Yeah. He produces, but sometimes the production can be great, but you're doing more damage with locker room shit, so. And a coach can only work around that so much. You ask me, I'd go with Detective Sky's story. The drop of a pick. Oh, God. Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots. Yes, we heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. Their defense is good. Their defense is good. However, let's be real, Alshire will probably be suspended at some point for taking dirty hits because he was doing it most of last season anyways. CJ Gardner-Johnson might fight a guy for all we know, or if this latest rumor is true, he might set out hits on the top receivers in the AFC South. And I'm not actually that scared of Will Anderson in Jags against the Jags because he can't beat us. He has, I believe, a total of like 3 pressures in his total games against Jacksonville. Anton has played so well against him. It's insanity. So I'm not too terribly scared of Anderson solely because we've played well against him. Now, Alshire, I'm scared he might take Trevor's head off again. Although, hopefully he hits a dude so far out of bounds like he did, no, why can't I remember Mayo boy's name? He's a backup to Cam Ward now, and I can't remember his name anymore. Will Levis, there we go. Popped right in my head as you hit the enter button, Jaren. But, if he hit somebody like he did Will Levis last year, he might not last too long in the season. Because that hit out of bounds was like 15 yards late. And then he wanted to argue, oh, I'm not dirty. Bro, you literally tackled Will Levis essentially on his own bench. And then you went headhunting. Like, I don't believe he tries to kill people entirely, but, at least he's not Vontaze Burfict. I'll say that. That's the one compliment I'll give him. He's not Vontaze Burfict. See, South is also so weird, though. Like, a team has temporary dominance and then shifts completely. Yeah. Since Peyton left, outside of, 3 years with Luck, it's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, Houston with Deshaun was pretty dominant, but still you had fighting for the division. But at this point, it's anybody's division until it's not anyone's division. The only team that I don't think could win the division this year is Indy. That's the only team I don't think can win the division. I don't think Tennessee will, but, it depends on how Cam Ward plays. Yep, Prime Saxonville, baby. Titans dominated with their 9-7 seasons. Houston with Watson. Oh, Houston with Stroud is going to change. They are not protecting that man at all. I don't know if he might have to Andrew Luck it after this season. I'll say this much. What's the record for sacks in a season on a quarterback? Like, who holds it? Is it still Derek Carr or is it Blaine Gabbert? It's one of those two, I believe, that has the most times sacked in a season. Because I think Stroud's going to break that and by a country mile. It's David Carr still? Okay. Yeah, it's getting broken this season. And the only reason I say that is I want to remind you that Cam Robinson, after being traded to the Minnesota Vikings, played the Jacksonville Jaguars and gave up 12 pressures to a guy that he practiced against daily. He gave up 12 pressures. I did not know an offensive lineman could do that, and I'm a Jags fan. That's their left tackle. Like, he's doomed. He's fucking doomed. Really? Caleb Williams got sacked 68 times? That's a lot more than I thought. I thought he was close to 60, but I didn't think he was that, like, high up. I bet you that Randall Cunningham number was a lot of Cunningham trying to run around. How much you want to bet that 72 is inflated because of Cunningham trying to make plays? I bet you that's why that's so high. Because Cunningham being sacked 72 times in 86 seems a little high to me. I bet you that's a little bit inflated. I guess you and La Miroir got the same excuse then. We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emerged from that room during the third set. What we must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots.
Machi heard them too. Remember, he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them.
Enough out of the 10 most sacks in the season. Houston owns 3 of these spaces. Yup. Their offensive line has rarely been great. Like, Tunsil gave them some, solid offensive line play. And in, 2011, they had a really solid offensive line. Really solid. And they were running a ton. I never saw Tunsil play that good. To me, he is, I'd give him top 15. I'm not giving him top 5. He's never played that good when I've actually watched him. Now, given I only watched 2 Texans games in full a year, but anytime I saw him, he never played that good. I will say also, the few times I saw him with Miami, I did see him get absolutely destroyed before, and that probably put a bad image in my head for him. Because there was one game where I saw him get absolutely just wrecked while he was in Miami. Oh, I know he was the only good player on Houston's O-line. I do know that. Trust me, I know that. I'm not going to say he's not good. I'm just not calling him top 10. Or top 5, I should say. Yeah, and the Jags started taking advantage of that. Josh Hines-Allen started going wider, so Laramie Tunsil had to start holding him. It's one of the funnest things I noticed last year is Josh Hines-Allen trying to not go inside on him and instead go outside so he'd have to hold him. And then the few times he didn't hold him, he was able to get around him. He's good. He was good. It was always fun to watch. But hey, I never saw him play all that well. In the few times I actually paid attention to him. Now, given I'm not often looking at the O-line much unless it's Jacksonville. That's also another thing. I'm not paying that much attention to O-lines unless it's Jacksonville. The only way I watch games now is I'll turn on Red Zone while I edit. If the Jags aren't playing. That's how I watch football now. It's background noise while I edit. So, I can't totally pay attention. Hell, I do that with like 2011 games now. I'll turn on like a playlist of those while I edit. I don't pay as much attention as I usually do. Like, I'll have Thursday Night Football on, but I'll be editing probably at the same time. And then depending on when the Jags play, I'll have the Jags on one screen, paying attention to that. I'll have Red Zone for halftime on my other monitor. And then after that, I turn Red Zone on. I keep Red Zone on one screen, and then I start working on stuff on the other. So, and then Sunday and Monday, depending, I just work on shit. Or stream. So, I can only pay attention so much. Because I have to do other shit. And when I am paying attention, it's normally just Jacksonville. But I'm okay with it. What's going on in the timeout? I need Juan Soto to homer. I need Juan Soto to homer. I need him to homer. If he homers, I make $15 right now. I need Juan Soto to homer. I need him to fucking homer. How many outs are there? 2 outs with an MO? If Lindor gets on base and Soto gets a shot, there's a chance he's up in the 9th again as well. I need Soto to homer. And it's an easy $15. It's not really worth cashing out right now because I'll only make like 14 cents. Make it 27 cents. Oh. Well, tell me if Soto homers if I don't see it. So, how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were? Oh, so it's going to the 8th. He's going to have to get in the 8th. Fuck. I don't like it. That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I'll tell you what the shooter, that kid, wants you to think. He wants you to think that Diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on Lamua's testimony. As much as I'm enjoying the Darien and Forehead show, there is no need for such tempers. Don't make us into some comedy duo. This means the Gavin and Darian show's cancelled. Neither of your claims can be proven or disproven. We can argue for days like this and get nowhere. Prosecutor Gavin is quite right. This court will hear no further discussion on this topic without new facts. New facts, huh?
He's pretty eager to paint Lamir as a liar, isn't he?
Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case.
This is tough. So what do we do?
I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Okay. Present the burnt fragments. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? The first was this small device. That's the remote triggered... That's the remote triggered igniter. That was a tough one. Correct. And one more thing. Dear Lord, David Peterson's done a really good job. 75 pitches up to the 7th. Good job for David Peterson. What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope. Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments, with a report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about this? What? You think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is that, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. Ooh. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been 2 firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So, you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off right when 2 witnesses came walking by? Ha!
That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
A firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear. You get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man? How do I explain this? He may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. He may not look it, partner? Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? A headset, the kind all of the band and staff members were wearing. That's right! We picked this up in front of the room to that in front of the door to that dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway, even if you were on stage. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Herr Forehead. I've got a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Let me save it real quick because I got a feeling they're going to tell me to prove some evidence. Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second set? Yeah, I think. Do you wanna... We didn't look at these, so... So, you think this was some kind of firecracker?
Yeah, one of those noisemakers like you shoot off on New Year's.
Do you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing.
Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter.
At least my useless fact had something to do with the evidence. Did you know?
You'd better know, Apollo, otherwise we're through.
It can be proven. You make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. Come on, Soto. I'm gonna watch the Gamecast. Oh, he fouled it off. That was the pitch. That was the fucking pitch. Just saying, that was the pitch. Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness, your testimony if you would. This isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. Heh, you ready, kid? 'Cause I am. Come on, Soto. Oh, 6 pitches and he fouls off the 6th. The only bad part is, as soon as this at-bat's over, I guarantee I'm not gonna have any chance to cash out. I'm gonna be very upset. Oh, of course he strikes out. Of course he strikes out swinging. I can... You could give me the winning lotto numbers and they will all be wrong. You could literally go to the future, give me the winning lotto numbers, and they will be entirely inaccurate. My luck is so damn bad. I could try to get hit by a car, and the car will miss me. I'll stand right in front of it. The car will be trying to hit me, and it will somehow weave away. Son of a bitch. Well, already failing, you know, just the normal. Should have just played both of them as singles. As of 7 top 100 draft picks now, you're gonna get a lot of talent. But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been what? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before.
We need proof, Apollo. Need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set.
Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears.
Maybe the gunshots are the key after all.
What do you mean?
Well, La Miroir said she heard them, right? Right in the middle of her illusion, when she was up above the ceiling.
And she forgot the words of the song. Yeah.
If you can prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics, we're home free, I think.
True. Not easy, but true. Some way to prove that. Hey, are you supposed to be cross-examining me? Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. Sorry. Just let me take a quick look through the court record.
It's pretty...
Okay, we read that. Okay. I want to know... I'm trying to hear if the gunshots in the song. Okay. Did I hear that? Did I hear that right? It's right at the start. Fuck yeah. I feel so smart for that. I feel so smart for figuring out that I had to check to see if the gunshot was audible in the, I got your proof right here. Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of people get rejected in Road to Glory. I didn't even go to the thing. I got ghosted. Because I elected not to go in my Road to Glory. It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here, in Lamerwau's song. Her song? What exactly is this, device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? How old is the judge? Come on, we just use this. Don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance, part by part. Part? You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lamoa's voice included. Ho ho! But what does this prove? According to Lamoa's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah. We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. He's seen empires rise and fall. He's seen legends be born and legends die. He's seen several generations of the right family fumble their way through courts. He has seen it all. He is judge. Exactly. Ha! Ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? You've forgotten, Darian. We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance. La Miroir's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Then let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now! La Miroir stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, and I'll find the gunshots. And I know exactly where it is. Okay, we turn this down, we turn this down, we turn this down, and we turn this down. I'm so happy I did this immediately already. Your Honor, listen to this part. What's this? I hear nothing. How is this possible? Wait, isn't the judge hard of hearing? I can hear just fine, thank you very much. He heard me thinking. I saw what you were thinking on your face. Oh, okay, I can't pause it. Believe that there is nothing there to be heard. Guess that's the wrong spot. Okay, this is just gonna be like having to pinpoint it. Don't like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just let it play. Damn it. I'm right at it, and I'm just worried I'm not gonna get it in time. Fuck. Bruh. I went right to the part with the gunshot and immediately pressed it. Come on. What do you want me to do? Tish's altitude. I mean, is that what they call a bad day in Denver? Like, what do I do here? Where do I hit the present button? Is it the section? Or is it like do I have to hit it pinpoint perfect? Like that's right when it happens. Like you can't hear it there, but okay, I just need to know if it's a section or not because this is getting to the point where I'm just like I don't know what you want from me. Cuz I literally set it to the point, hit it immediately and it does not track it. I'm literally going to have to just reload this now with only one life left. Fuck, I meant to save. Fuck. Alright, let me make sure I know this. Ace Attorney. Ugh. I hate that I figured out what to do. It's just, I don't know how accurate they want me to be. Mm-hmm. Oh! I hate that that's what I did wrong. I had to be on the first track. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. That Gunner came in and hit a 2-run homer. That's awesome. That doesn't help me at all. A 1-run homer, like solo shot, would have helped me because that might have taken it to uh, extra baseball. Did Lola Vice get released? That's a weird tweet I just saw. Alright. Alright, well. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So the reason I fucked up is I needed to be on track 1, and it would have worked. I just wasn't on track 1. So I was making him listen to track 3 somehow. Don't know how it happened, but it happened. This is the track with La Miroir's voice. There's a little Vice internationally. She might be going AAA for a bit. Okay. That explains it. It came off very much like she got released. Oh, yep, you can hear it there. I did hear something faintly there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. Okay. Do have a handful of things still to do, but this takes us to that one at least. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means La Miroir's testimony was true. I mean, it's not. It just came off like it came off weird. That's why I was wondering, Jared. That's why I was like, did she release? I mean, the tweet came off very much like that. Four at-bats in the ninth. I don't think they're getting through 4 at-bats. If they can get through 4 at-bats to get to Soto, that'd be great, but I don't think they will. Who was the last at-bat? Oops. Vientos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, okay. So I got 5 guys that got to go before Soto's up. Yeah, I don't think I got a chance at Soto getting back up. And one of them's Brett Beatty, and you know Brett Beatty's been the pain in my ass. So Brett Beatty's gonna wind up like grounding out into a double play and ending the game. I will not do that, Addison. I don't want to make people die. That's terrible. On the stream, man. How's your Thursday been? God, my brain is dead in the water. Ugh. I did see the Washington throwbacks, which I'll tell you now, those are going to be the primaries in 2 years. You can't tell me those uniforms aren't going to be the primaries in 2 years. They're so much nicer looking. Therapy in 8 minutes. You'll be missing most of this. Hey, that is much more important than watching me do stupid shit, so it's much more important. Go to therapy. I probably could use it. hats. He has big ass hats. He has big ass hats. That guy had big ass hats. Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard. I'm really gonna have to hope the Mets bat around DeSoto now. Just after that, there was a gunshot. And then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescent, you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it. Why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Were 2 bullets fired from this weapon? Lamerwa was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Mr. Lettuce's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Ah, once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance. Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Air Forehead. Oh, when they were having problems with the machine, yeah. I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You watch. And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon. Mr. Lettuce's .45 caliber hand cannon. You know what I'm gonna do? Dear Lord, the Cubs are killing Minnesota. I'm gonna do something here. Alright. We're gonna do that. Why not? Why not? As we learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Ha! You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescent. I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon, a much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Lettuce, which suggests that there was a struggle between killer and victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. So that's what you mean. The thought that occurred to me, yes. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescent! Well, hopefully the Mets bat around DeSoto. What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves Rolled Up Ready for Action has to say. Hey you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape. That could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue miss due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. That's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe that we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. Come on. Why do I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was the diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Oh, I know exactly why. We know why he was here. Simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Lettuce had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes. Not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great. Now I need to find a motive. Apparently Netflix says 50% of their global users now watch anime. Gotta hope Batista has a bad ending to have a shot. Yep. And that normally doesn't happen. Dude's pretty damn good. I mean, arguably one of the best closers in the league. Good old line out. Great start. Great start. Come on, Beatty. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Lettuce was, all right, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted. That's cold, dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. But that's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. Oh, I also should save right now just to be sure. Darian, you're a detective with international affairs? Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. Lettuce's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? Well, don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Crescent. That's your game, is it? Guess I better confess then. Confess? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment. But I've never been sent overseas. What? But you're an international. See, me and Plain's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other very much. My condolences, Herr Forthead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair. So you didn't fraternize with him at least you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern bulkhead. Lock? Yeah, Lockhead. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So, you see, are we good? We disconnected for just a second. I see that Beatty's fighting. We're good? Good. Herr Forehead, perhaps it's best you let your evidence do the talking. Yeah. Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So, he's using his motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence. Well, it's I wouldn't be worried if it wasn't for that one time that it did disconnect and it, shut the stream down for a second. There was that one time it did. Normally it doesn't. It just disconnects, connects right back. But, just gotta make sure. And sent. This is why he was here. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend. Ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What is it? Or what it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. I think that might go into the fanfic. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon? What is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Lettuce, does it? It does. Wait. I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. Yep, told you. Told you I wasn't gonna get any luck going my way. Fuck, man. Pete Crow Armstrong did his job, and of course Juan Soto doesn't do his. Why? Why? Fucking, I'm seeing people pick Jimmy McNuggets, who's batting 7th, hitting 4 home runs, and they wind up hitting it. I'm betting on Shohei Ohtani to get a base hit, and that doesn't happen. Like, how? How? I don't even make my own bets anymore because I know I'm not going to hit them, so I just follow other people and hope that theirs hits. That's the only way I do it now. Because anything I bet on my own will never hit. It will never hit. A curative? For what? Apparently it is the most It is the most effective at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of those healing cocoons out of Virginia. Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export. One rigidly enforced. Rigidly enforced. One rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol? Right. The victim, Romain Lettuce, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend, you insist on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Lettuce wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. I just want to see, where are we now? Okay, we're right here. Oh, this is one of the last cross-examinations. International Affairs got a memo about those cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Lettuce undercover. You kids think of the craziest things. But no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, there was these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He's up to something. I'm gonna find out what. Well, before we even cross-examine, I double-check shit. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it?
Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake.
Yes, they might think it was an otherwise tasty, multicolored lump of plastic.
Maybe it's the manufacturer. Sample toys. When you can't afford the real thing.
Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. I don't know exactly what's gonna be the thing here. We'll find out. Whoops. Dear Lord, 25 comments. Goddamn, that guy went to work writing his own novel. That's a lot of fucking comments. That memo. That's how you knew about the cocoons? Oh, nice one. Nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've never heard of them. Well, Lamirwan knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to export, that's all. Then, I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all. You could say people like me who know about them are a minority, yeah. That includes everyone in international affairs, man. Everyone in Interpol, too, for that matter. Yeah. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Lettuce? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. You must come to the conclusion that dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster's brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. That's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to... Down, Darien. It's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International affairs, Interpol, and Borginian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that diva says. Why, I oughta... Oughta what? You want some of this? Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be the key to this motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Essentially. Alright, that's the article about that. That's that article. The fuck do I have to press? Like, what do I show evidence for here? There's nothing there. I legitimately don't see what I press him on to get to the replica here. It's either the last one or the first one, I think. And I think I'm gonna present it with this. Nope. Nope. That wasn't it. Oh my god. I forgot to save after this. Fuck. I have to do this again. Alright. Whew. Is Jan Holmgren getting the max? Oh, and they gave Jalen Williams the max. Damn. 5 years, 287. God damn. I think it's the news. There we go. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they find out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market deal? Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justice's a deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuratus. I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying. Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Crusen's insurance. Detective Crescent, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why a seller couldn't hope for a better deal? A very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice? Where's your proof? Well, oh yeah. And you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about Cocoon's getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. Ooh, that's right. Gavin was in Borginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detector several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop. That's pretty extreme. Virginia has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Virginia is a peaceful, pleasant country. So this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. That's the situation. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course. I'm gonna have to write this down, maybe even put it in the fanfic, but more importantly for my own know-how. I weep for our judicial system. The replica has to be the key to this motive. Okay. Okay, so we know that. Alright, let me save this real quick, just in case I'm wrong. But I think this is the only thing that makes sense, especially with that statement. Objection! Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. In the words of Naruto Uzumaki, believe it. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? I feel so He's a big fan of the Veronicas. Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets of vacuum-packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was? With cocoons this small, it's easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, Alfred. Mm-hmm. An igniter! Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean? He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. Who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. Oh, damn, his hair went flaccid. Order! 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 So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution. Ah, her forehead. Last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of La Miroir's ballad, if you will. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then, the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Lettuce. Ah! Mr. Lettuce, an undercover agent, was on to something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Lettuce tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. Or the jig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. Holy shit, Pete Crow Armstrong hit 2 home runs. Man, couldn't save any home runs for anybody else, Pete. What the hell, man? And then, Mr. Lettuce died, with La Miroir there to witness it. There's your case. Brilliant, man. Detective Crescend? I gotta know. You make all that up on the fly? Pretty made up story. It makes a great deal of sense, Darian. The Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Borginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice La Miroir heard proves it. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it. The coup de grace, or as I like to call it, the coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Jared, you want to tell me who did it? Because this is the moment you've been waiting for, my guy. Who did it? Who did it? Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, the great accusation comes great responsibility. Okay, Apollo's become Spider-Man. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. You ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? Told you he was leaving this trial in cuffs no matter what. There is only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Machi Tobe. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. Defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. Not really, we saw it years ago. You had a hunch and it paid off. Not the way you expected, though. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Lettuce. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact La Miroir? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals. Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, La Miroir was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, seems that Lamerwa still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made the transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar's serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamerwa stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamerwa's position in the air vents. Oh. Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective. Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Too bad, so sad. Punk. Punk?
First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? The problem isn't in that we see. Correct, Darian? Right. It's what you hear. We are musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off the igniter. That right? Yes. Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? What seems to be the problem here? What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it? Yeah. How's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva.
Lamerwa!
But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out. If they could have even pressed the switch. Fuck. Okay. Piano plays non-stop. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were you wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all
just
strange. What's strange? No, it's just something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, Machi Tobe didn't press that switch, and he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tobe the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo! If Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed the switch.
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
What do I do? What do I do?
There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd. Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Gavin saying just now? He lied about being blind. He has a terrible haircut and he can read. He can read it, Tim. I love just you through and he has a terrible haircut in there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi Tobe pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machi Tobe pressed the switch? Trying to think about what it could be. And I have an idea. I have an idea of what it is. Alright. Let's do it. I don't know if you call this proof, per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this case, Air Forehead. You're sure about this? Ha! Accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed, right before the guitar burst into flame. Yeah, it does hesitate. All murders are decided during trial. Well, they're not really decided during trial. People are arrested. and evidence is put out from detectives, but like nobody seems to figure shit out immediately. They just all have the wrong person. I hear a piano being played. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? Ah, I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. What? So you're some kind of piano savant? Actually no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah, you got some?
Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he?
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that. He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't! I admit, it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No. No way. Well, seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame. Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire, and one section of the song proves it. Alright. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yep, it's that part. Because he plays the same section, except it's louder on that part than it is on the other part. Yeah. Okay. That's the section, I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Prosecutor Gavin? It's a beautiful song. and the lyrics are outstanding. I'll take that to mean there isn't a problem with this section at all. Wait, what was the odd thing that Gavin heard? The switch was pressed in the first half of the second verse. I know, I just need to find a place to compare to that. Your Honor, if you'll give me one more chance, I think I can find it. Suppose we don't have a choice. Very well. The defendant was playing with one hand. That's what I did. Oh, so do they want me to compare the third part? Now, let's see if I'm right on this. Yeah. Like... Is it really a specific portion that I have to stop on? Because if so, that's just annoying. First half of the second verse. Oh. Am I really just going to prove that you didn't play it all during one section? Like, this makes no sense, because I feel like I got it. It's track 4? I thought it was track 2. Okay, I've been wrong this entire time. Oh, that is track 4. That is the piano. Oh. I don't know why I thought he was track 2. Huh. I thought he was track 2, so I was entirely wrong anyways. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. So I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Fair Forehead. Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the "but a fleeting memory" phrase. Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "Oh, that night in your embrace." Play verse 2 again. Yeah, certainly doesn't sound as smooth. They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. Oh. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. The two verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Alright, we got one more thing and then it's over. Not this time, Dario. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh! That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Machi changed how he played. There's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. And there's the flaccid hair. Order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin. Yes, quite. Though personally this comes as a terrible disappointment. Ha! What, no comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over. I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Air Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes. Don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him. Fortunately, anyone does not include the law. Afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. Does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. 'Tis unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? Kind of thing that a single spark could turn to a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. Gotta find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, gotta get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry, is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it, too, Detective. It was there from the beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. One more time we save.
Go for it, Apollo.
What? Is igniter supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Her forehead. You are accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Lettuce and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, it's the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Show us the basis of these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan. It's non-conventional means. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence. But perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? Jaren, who is it? You know who he is. Who is it? The fucking blind kid. is the defendant Machitobe. Your client? Again? Machitobe was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Krasing could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon, cocoon, is the real criminal in this case. Too much talking. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Lettuce was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar. Aha! Very scientific of you. Thus, if Machitobe acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescend concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved.
Daria's laughing again.
Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you?
Too bad you'll never be able to.
Why not? The little key tickler won't... Fucking key tickler is quite the choice of words there. The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, But you're wrong, Detective Crescend. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts, by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borginia. They'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police, and it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machitobe. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machitobe knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion. Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. Please! Don't talk! I held that a little longer than I anticipated. Whew. Well, I'd say that's a confession if I've ever seen one. Darian, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession?
Uh-oh, he's laughing again.
That's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk. You tell this court everything. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now.
I knew. From beginning, I knew.
Machi.
Situation, I cannot explain. But money, I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in whatever he said is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobe.
Yes.
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Lettuce, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Oh God, he took the glasses off. Holy shit. I wasn't ready.
I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobe, not guilty! Yeah, but he's still going to prison for smuggling! Yeah! Court is adjourned. Whew! So get better haircut. Princess Leia buns. Go on the side, not the front.
I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
Well, you did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. I'm gonna say it's Phoenix. All's well that ends well. Yep.
Daddy! I owe you both my thanks.
Mommy, what?
My, is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage. Your friend.
Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now, I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I'm considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, La Merwal lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident?
As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I had been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
The light returns to my eyes. I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right. She's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you. I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamiwa.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Trucy. I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet. Me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad,
have them catch the killer at the end.
So there we go. We'll go ahead and put that one right here. It's going to be the start of the final episode. Because I believe there's only 4 episodes in this one. Right? Right? Let's find out. Yep, and this one's a long one. This one is a long one. So, we'll be on that one for a couple weeks. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys if we start it. I'll leave it up to you guys if we start that one next week or not, given I'm going to be on vacation the week after, so we won't get to go right back into it. That will be up to you guys. But that brings us to the end there. I mean, they always get upset when guys aren't 100% practicing. Hell, some of the media is making a point that Travis Hunter dancing is a bad thing. It means he's not serious. I'm like, the dude just got drafted. Let him do what the fuck he wants. Let me get the music going here. There we go. So, that's going to bring us to an end to this one. Tomorrow, we'll do more of the madness that is the hardcore randomized Ruby Nuzlocke. Yeah, they ain't gotta be over serious yet. Got that right. Next week, kind of up in the air what we're gonna be doing every day. Outside of Tuesday, probably gonna be MLB, more than likely. But yeah, rest of the week, probably gonna be doing something more relaxing on Monday. Either movie night. We'll decide tomorrow if we do movie night or just I sit back with some Stardew and you guys can just keep the stream on, you know, the background if you want. Pulls a Juju and does dances on logos, then we got a problem. But we'll figure out what Monday's stream is going to be tomorrow. And next week, kind of up in the air. I don't know. We'll figure out what it's going to be. Either way, Jen, appreciate you being here. Asik, appreciate you popping in. Hopefully your therapy session went well. If you're watching over on YouTube or Twitch, appreciate you too. With that, though, I have recording to do. And in about 2 to 3 hours, you'll get to meet some of the Texarkana Bandits. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.